Welcome to Life's Hidden Curriculum, a podcast designed for Philadelphia teens and young adults that helps connect them to resources and information needed for adulthood. My name is Quan King, and I'm your host and curator of this content intended to get you the info and understanding necessary to make informed and smart decisions. You can find even more information on the website, lifeshiddencurriculum.com. And now, today's episode. I want to take a moment really quick and let you know that the content you're about to hear has been generated by Andrew and Izzy, AI. As such, it's always important to make sure you verify information that you get from any source, no matter how legit it sounds. I've listed all my resources and references in the archive on the website at lifeshiddencurriculum.com, so you can do your own due diligence, aka research. If you like any of these topics and want me to go into greater detail, hit me up in the comment section or send a message on the website using the contact link. All good? All right, here we go.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. If you're looking for a quick, solid understanding of the youth mental health crisis, specifically for that 14 to 25 age group, you're in the right place. We've gone through a pile of research, and our goal today is pretty straightforward. Unpack the global data, look at how bad it is nationally, and really pinpoint the failures, especially in big cities. Okay, so let's dive in. The scale is, well, it's pretty shocking. This 14 to 25 period, it's the main time mental illnesses show up. Think about this. 50% of all lifetime mental illness starts by age 14, 75% by age 24. That's the
Exactly. And globally, we're missing that window far too often. Around 1 in 7 adolescents worldwide has a mental disorder. But here in the U.S., the level of distress is just climbing. In 2023, 40% of high schoolers said they felt persistently sad or hopeless. And the tragic outcome, suicide is now the second leading cause of death for people aged 10 to 34. It's just devastating.
Right. That really sets the stage.
Yeah.
So let's shift from the big picture nationally to the structural problems. Let's take a specific city like Philadelphia. Nationally, you said only about 40% of kids with disorders get help. What happens when you zoom into a city dealing with things like high poverty?
This is where it gets really, really concerning. In Philadelphia, that treatment gap isn't just a gap, it's enormous. A staggering 78% of young people there are not getting the mental health care they need. 8%.
Wow.
And poverty plays a huge role. The sources call it an epidemiological amplifier. Basically, it ramps up the risk factors for mental health issues and throws up more barriers to getting help at the same time. You see it in the diagnoses, too. Top ones in Philly: reaction to severe stress or adjustment disorder and major depressive disorder. This points towards complex trauma, chronic stress from their environment. I mean, look at the school district of Philadelphia kids. Persistent sadness went from about 31% in 2017 up to nearly 45% in 2021. Almost half the student body.
Almost half. That really grounds it. So if that's the clinical side, the trauma, what about the sort of non-clinical distress, that feeling of, existential dread we hear about?
Yeah, we absolutely have to look at those structural drivers. It's striking 58% of young adults reported feeling like they lacked meaning or purpose. And crucially, 45% said that feeling like the world is unraveling actively harms their mental health. It makes their anxiety feel, well, rational.
That's the core tension, isn't it? You've got nearly half the students in a major city persistently sad, almost half of young adults feeling the world is unraveling. How much is pathology versus just a justifiable response to seeing instability all around you? Because that pressure then hits a huge bottleneck, right, access and care.
It really does. The workforce shortage nationally, it's dire. We only have about 14 child and adolescent psychiatrists for every 100,000 kids.
Yeah.
And the studies are clear. Areas with these shortages have higher rates of adolescent suicide. It's a direct link.
Okay, so putting this all together, what can actually be done? We need solutions that can scale and can get around that workforce issue. What pathways do the sources point to? The first seems to be integrating care right into schools. That CHOP and Independence Blue Cross partnership in Philly sounds promising, aiming to screen all students. Why schools?
Well, schools are where the kids are, day in and day out. It makes sense to embed services there. And programs like IPT-AST, that's interpersonal psychotherapy, adolescent skills training, they're perfect for schools. It's brief, it's evidence-based, and it teaches kids practical skills to manage relationships and social conflicts, which are huge drivers of stress and depression for teens.
Makes sense. Meet them where they are. And the second pathway, using digital tools to bring down costs.
Exactly. This is crucial for scale. You look at evidence-based cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, programs like Cope to Thrive. These focus on changing negative thought patterns. An online 7-session program might cost around $89. Compare that to $100, maybe $200 for just one traditional therapy session.
Big difference.
Huge. That kind of affordability is absolutely essential if we want to even begin closing that massive 78% treatment gap we see in places like Philadelphia.
So it seems like the structural drivers, that feeling of the world unraveling, they need structural responses, not just individual therapy. We really want to encourage you listening to this to think about how to maybe channel some of that distress into agency, into action.
Right. Take something like eco-anxiety. We know 59% of 16 to 25-year-olds feel very or extremely worried about climate change. That intense feeling doesn't have to just be paralyzing dread. It can actually be a really powerful motivator, for pushing for change, for getting involved. It's a signal that, yeah, things do need to change systemically.
A really important point. Okay, before we wrap up, if you or someone you know is struggling or in crisis, please reach out. You can call or text the 988 Suicide Crisis Lifeline 24/7. If you happen to be in the Philadelphia area, the local crisis number is 215-685-6440. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive.
Thanks for listening to another episode on Life's Hidden Curriculum Podcast. Please don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube as we're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. If you like this content and want to support, head over to the website, lifeshiddencurriculum.com, and click Donate. Also, I'm always looking for guests to share their stories, especially if it can help the next generation. Hit me up using the contact link. Thanks again, and stay tuned for more.